The last game I viewed was a fantastic game. This is another one. Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom. Now personally, everyone has different opinions on this, but out of all the three Ninja Gaiden games on the NES, I think this one's the best. I like this one the best. A lot like the first the best, but I like this one the best. And I personally think this one's the easiest of the three. I mean, a lot say this one's the hardest for one reason, because 1 and 2 give you unlimited continues. This one only gives you 5 continues, but I personally think this game is easier. I mean, 5 continues is enough to beat this game once you learn the enemy patterns and the bosses. I mean, this game, in my opinion, is like I've already said, it's way easier than the first two. Way easier. Still a tough game, don't get me wrong, but it's easier than 1 and 2 in my opinion. The main reason people say this one's the hardest, I think, is because it only gives you 5 continues, whereas 1 and 2 give you unlimited. That's the only reason, but 5 continues, like I said, is enough to beat this game once you get used to it. I mean, I beat this game. There's only 5 continues, but I beat this game loads of times. I mean, I've just beat it now. It's a fantastic game. Unfortunately, though, it only got released in the States and Japan. It never got a power release, so I had to buy the USA version, and unfortunately this USA version is an absolute fortune. I mean, my parents got me this last year for Christmas and it was that expensive. I mean, they only managed to afford this and a few other presents because this game was a fortune. I think it cost in English money over £150. It's worth it though, it's a great game. One of the best games ever made, and like I said, my favourite game out of the three. A lot disagree, that's up to them, but I think this one's the best. So yeah, the plot of the game is you Ryu like you are, but the plot like the other two, but the plot of the game is your girlfriend is killed and you go to the lab to try and investigate a murder and try and get revenge, but she's not dead. I mean, you think she is, but you see her right at the end of the game after the 5th stage. You see her at the end before you fight the boss on the 5th stage. So you have a difficulty of the game, I'd say it's tough, but it's not as hard as 1 and 2. Still hard, but not as hard as 1 and 2. So yeah, the villain of the game is Foster. The point is to get revenge on him for killing your girlfriend, but she doesn't die, as I've already said, but you don't know that until you're right near the end of the game. Only 7 stages, but you realise after the 5th stage she's still alive. And the first 4 stages, I think it's just regular bosses. 5th stage you fight the Ryu imposter, the one who supposedly killed her. He's really easy. And then boss number 6, I think you fight Foster and kill him, and the 7th boss you fight Clanker and kill him. The 7th stage is obviously the most toughest. I'll admit the 7th stage is difficult, but it's the final stage, so you expect it to make it hard. You'd expect them to make it the hardest, and they do. So yeah, once you beat Clanky, Ryu escapes, and then you see him next to Irene, his girlfriend, and the credits roll, and it says the end, and then that's it. It's a fantastic game. I give this a 10 out of 10. One of the best games ever made. I'm sure everyone knows has played this game, but if you haven't, please give it a go. I mean, you won't be disappointed. The game is amazing. Like I said, my favourite game out of the three. I mean, I'd play this one way more than 1 and 2. I think this one's more fun and more fair. I mean, in 1 and 2, I think you can die too easy and it's not even your fault. But in this game, I think if you die, it's officially your fault. I mean, it's tough. Like I said, this game is very tough, but not as hard as 1 and 2. I think this one's made more fair. I think that's probably why they don't give you unlimited continues in this game, because they've downgraded the difficulty quite a bit from 1 and 2. Maybe that's why. I know it's made by a different developer too, but I think that's the main reason, because this one's difficulty is definitely downgraded to 1 and 2. which is a good thing in my opinion. So I also yet to play the Japanese version of this game. I want to try it. I think it's on the Famicom. I want to see the differences. I'm told the even though this is not really hard, this version in my opinion, I'm told Japanese version was downgraded for difficulty and it's even easier. So I'll have to try that version for fun and see what that version's like. The Japanese version. I'm told it's the same gameplay, same bosses, but I'm told they cut enemies out and it's even easier. So I mean, this one's not even hard, like I've just said, but I want to try the even easier version, the Japanese version, to see what it's like. So yeah, everything about this game, I can't say anything bad about it. I mean, one of the best games on the NES ever made. I mean, the music's great, the graphics are great, the bosses are great. Everything about this game is fantastic. Give it a go. 10 out of 10 and my personal favourite game out of 3. A lot disagree on that, but this is my favourite game of the Ninja Gaiden series out of 3. And for me, it's a 10 out of 10 and it deserves to be played by everyone. Okay, thanks. Hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you for watching and goodbye. 10 out of 10 this game.